Good morning, Bulldogs. I'm Carla Perez.
And I'm Tristan Cook.
And welcome to your BNN News Show.
This week, we'll be showing you more on the importance of voting,
the Journalism National Convention,
and Day of the Dead.
All this and more here on your Bulldog News Network.
The Newell National Athletic Trainer of the Year Award recognizes athletic trainers for their service and leadership they provide in the athletic communities. This year, the Columbus North athletic trainer, Steve Soder, has been nominated for this award. Here's Corbin Armstrong to tell you more.
BNN sat down with volleyball player Lauren Apalka to discuss her experiences in the training room and why she believes Steve deserves the award, as well as with athletic trainer Steve Soder, one of the 3 nominees from this region, to discuss how he was nominated as well as how students can vote.
So the kind of injuries that I've had is I had 2 surgeries, each on a different leg for compartment release syndrome, which is basically shin splints. Steve has helped me tremendously because from getting upset, always feeling like setback through my recoveries from my surgeries, he was always there to motivate me and keep me going and watch me during practices to make sure I wasn't overdoing it. And anywhere from heating to rolling to scraping and stretching, he's always helped me out. I think Steve deserves this award because he's always been extremely kind to everyone that comes in there. He's always willing to help out. Even if there's millions of people in the trainer's room, he's always going to help you, and he gets to you and he spends time with you, and he makes you feel like everything's going to be okay no matter how much pain you're in, and he's just awesome.
I was nominated by the group of orthopedic doctors here in town, the Southern Indiana Orthopedics. There is a total of 3 from this area. There's myself, the trainer from Brown County, and the trainer from South and North Decatur. Go online to the Twitter account for Columbus North Athletics, and you'll find a link there. The winner will be awarded at the National Convention, and I believe it's in Las Vegas, Nevada this year. I was sent a envelope from FedEx that had what explained what it was, the Pinky Newell Award, and I was also made aware of it by Jeff Hester, our AD. I believe it's a trophy plus we get $2,500 for the school, which I'm hoping if I do win, we can spend on a brand new taping table. Well, just being nominated alone is a big honor because I did, at the time when I first started, did meet Pinky Newell, and he was one of the founding fathers of our National Athletic Training Association, so it's a pretty prestigious award even to be nominated for. Working with the teenagers, having a good time with them.
This is Corbin Armstrong reporting for BNN.
If you are interested in voting, head to www.southerninortho.com and click on the tab when information about the Newell Award is displayed.
The National High School Journalism Convention in Chicago took place on November 1st through November 4th. Kyle Carlson sat down with 2 attendees to hear more about it.
BNN sat down with CNHS journalism staff members KJ Eli and Anna Gale Fields to learn more about the 2018 National Journalism Convention they attended last week and how they did at the event.
The convention took place at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Chicago, Illinois.
We went and sightsaw at the Bean, and we also went on a riverboat cruise.
Well, we had multiple sessions we had to attend for classes, and then we had the awards ceremony at the end of it all.
Anna Gale shares the results of the convention.
BNN got 4th place, and honorable mention for my photo. I learned how it all works out since it was my first time going.
This is Kyle Carlson reporting for BNN.
If you are interested in journalism, you can head to room 1507 for more information.
The business law and ethics classes took a field trip this week to the Bartholomew County Courthouse. Members of the class talked about their experience with local law.
BNN interviewed Mal Brito to get his thoughts on the field trip.
My experience was really interesting. Really liked the way everything was set up, and it was really interesting to see the guy getting trialed.
BNN also sat down with Dimitri Richardson to get his thoughts on the field trip.
The sentencing was appropriate. I mean, I thought it was. I think it was. I don't think it was too serious considering the cases. So.
BNN also sat down with Spencer Rivera to get his thoughts on the field trip.
I didn't think it was that serious for what the crime committed was, but that's just my opinion. I felt like he could have been punished more or had a bigger fine.
The cases were pretty interesting. I thought it was cool to see an actual case go on and have and see the process.
My experience was interesting watching the cases.
It was a pretty cool experience. I'd never been to the courthouse before inside it, so it's kind of cool to go inside on the ground.
Well, I thought it was very interesting and also intriguing because I had never witnessed the case before, so yeah.
Six students at Columbus Signature Academy, New Tech High School, organized the 6th annual Dia de los Muertos Arts and Diversity Festival to raise awareness about the Mexican holiday. BNN sat down with students Rosa Hernandez and Bennett Carson to hear about their involvement with the festival.
BNN chatted with Rosa Hernandez and Bennett Carson to talk about Dia de los Muertos at the Commons that was on November 1st and get their impressions of the matter.
Day of the Dead is the celebration of the lives of those who passed away. Traditionally, they make altars for their loved ones that they lost, and they also make breads of their favorite foods, favorite drinks, and they put those on the altar. Every year we come here, but in Mexico my family do celebrate it, just not in the United States, mostly because none of us are all together to be able to have that traditional celebration. This is very important to me because it's a way that I show how much I care for the loved ones that I've lost and how I'm there for the people who have lost their loved ones. And it's not only meant for mourning, it's more of a celebration of their lives, the lives that they lived, and how it impacted others.
I do not celebrate this with my family, but I think it's interesting that people do. I think this holiday is extremely important to other people's cultures because it's how they celebrate the lives of their past loved ones, even though I don't do it specifically in mine.
One of the most popular foods there was the tacos. This event was covered by Cameron Denny and Luke McDonald.
The national midterm elections took place earlier this week. For many students, it was their first time voting. A couple of students who volunteered to run the polls spoke about their thoughts on voting in the election.
The Senate election in Indiana took place Tuesday, November 6, 2018. BNN sat down with voters Josh Johnson and Amanda Wisman to talk about their opinions on the election.
I'm supporting Ryan Lauer because I have personally talked to him and I have seen all of the things that he stands for, and he very much aligns with the Republican Party.
I'm supporting Mr. Nowlin, and I'm mainly supporting him, one, because he reached out to me, and I think it's really cool when a candidate reaches out to the people that he's going to represent, and also he's really big on education.
My family has always been involved with the Republican Party, so I first met him a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, at the Republican Party fall dinner. And so that's how I met him, and he invited me to come work the polls, and I was very excited to do that.
My grandparents also know a ton about him. They go to church with him. They've supported him from the very beginning. So I've heard his name all the time, but it was only it was only when he reached out to me that I was like, oh, okay, this is a candidate, that I know I can get behind.
It's important to vote for local elections because in your local and state areas, those are the policies that affect you more than the federal ones.
A lot of people think that they're not a big deal just because, oh, it's just some person your city hall, or it's just some person who's going to be the sheriff of your town. But those can make that can make a huge difference.
I think young people need to be more informed, and I think that by being informed and educated about politics, that would get them out to the polls.
This is Julia Eakin reporting for BNN.
In Indiana, Candidate Mike Brown was elected to the Senate and Greg Pence was selected to the House of Representatives. Overall, the election showed that our Republican Party has held on to the Senate while the Democratic Party has taken over the House of Representatives.
There is an academic letters ceremony every year in which juniors and seniors with academic excellence are recognized for their achievements. BNN covered the event and spoke to students about their accomplishment.
The academic letters ceremony took place on Thursday, November 1st. BNN sat down with recipient Hannah Grimes to talk about how she achieved her goals and qualified for the academic letter.
Some of the goals I had was to just try to get all my work done in time, to turn it in on time. My dad is a teacher, so I've always kind of had this mindset to get everything done on time. I've worked pretty much my whole life ever since I started school. I've always gotten good grades, and I always get really stressed out if I get a bad grade. If people want the academic letter, I say just work as hard as you can and just turn stuff in on time and actually put the work in. An academic letter is for people who have a GPA of a 10.0 or higher for 4 semesters in a row. You have to earn an academic letter, you have to be a junior or a senior, and again, you have to do 4 consecutive semesters of a 10.0 GPA.
This is Ryan reporting for BNN.
Prom takes place in the spring, but the planning committee is already working hard on the details. The sponsor of the committee, Tanya Cruiser, spoke about the plans already in place.
With prom quickly approaching, BNN sat down with the head of the prom planning committee, Mrs. Cruiser, to get more details.
I'm Mrs. Cruiser. I am the prom coordinator. I really like planning parties, events, things like that. This is my 8th year doing it, and I'll probably do it until my own kids get through prom, so I just enjoy it. It's fun. It's always the first Saturday in May. I believe that's May 4th. I could be wrong. Whatever the first Saturday in May is, though, is when it's always. It is at the Commons. It's always been at the Commons, with the exception of the couple years when they tore it down and rebuilt it, but that's just where it always is. It's one of the only places in Columbus that can accommodate about 1,200 kids. So there will be a theme. We haven't yet chosen it. And last year we started a new process. It used to be the prom committee would choose the theme. But last year and again this year, we now open it to all the students can go on and nominate a theme, and then we narrow it down and kids vote for the top choice. So
This is Sam Lawson reporting for BNN.
That's it for today, Bulldogs. I'm Tristan Cook.
And I'm Carla Perez.
Have a great weekend.